It is a bloodbath out there right now. My name's D7 here at Grok Trade. It is Tuesday, February 25th, 2020. And the market sell off again. Another 3% drop in the S&P, 3% down on the Dow, nearly 3% on the NASDAQ. We have never seen a back-to-back 3% drop in the Dow ever in history. What we're experiencing now, we have never experienced before in history. Everybody down, crude oil down 3%, silver down a staggering 4%, gold also down, VIX climbing 11%, Bitcoin at 93. It's just blood out there in the streets. It's bloody, bloody, bloody coronavirus fears. It is a great excuse to sell off in this market. So warning, 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 this is the real deal. Anytime you have 1,000-point down day and then it's followed up with another 178-point down day in the Dow, that is significant. I've been trading in the live markets 22 years this month. I have never seen in my tenure this sort of immediate drop. But we've been running up in the markets 11 years. We are looking for a pullback. We're getting it right now. The question is, what is coming up next? Let's look at the S&P 500 for perspective. As of today, we broke a significant trend line. This trend line, this blue line here, okay? Look at yesterday's video. I go and I give you the dates of this trend line. Today, I don't want to do it again. Look at my video yesterday to know how I came up with this trend line. We close below the trend line. That is bad, bad news. We have the rising 200-day moving average. We're below the 20-day and 50-day. All moving averages except for the rising 200-day, big red right there coming up, and this major trend line. Major trend line. We're selling off on huge volume, guys. The Dow is down below the 200-day moving average, broke major support. NASDAQ is just now broke the 50-day, okay, just now. So it's not nearly as bad as the others. Russell's closed below the 200-day. The Russell's 2000 closed below the 200-day moving average, but closed right on a trend line, right to the penny. Look at this. Do not let this escape you. That line was the same line I've had on forever. Why did it close right at that line? Because trend lines are a science. They are not, it's not an art. You draw them correctly and they pay off in spades. This was December 24th, 2018. December 24th, 2018. You can see that below. I'm using TradingView. That's who Mark and I use. We come up and then we hit the line. Right there's my node. You see this? So I drew it right here, October 8th, 2019. That was it. And we're right at it. We should find support here. If not, woe to the markets. Again, financials above the 200-day. But look how we touched the 200-day and people bought into that weakness. Do you see that? Blow this up so you can really see it nicely. We go down, 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 touch it. That's the rising 50-day moving average. And on that weakness, people bought up that weakness. And we're above a trend line here. Quick look at the US dollar. It's a nice bull pullback. There's a great opportunity to look for a buy. Crude oil had a major sell-off today. We are at a major area of support. This $10.40. I mean, we were here. 10.40, it's a support level. You see this coming across? That's a support level. Will it hold? Silver, though, again, just look at this. We're down, closed right at a trend line. Do you see this? Again, if you draw the trend lines correctly, they matter. It's funny how just not too, this one's September 4, 2019. We come over here to January 7th, 2020. And then we tested it again January 27th, 2020. And we popped up. We opened at the line. Do you see that? It's market makers opening up at the line, and then we rallied up, and now we're finding this here. Finding it here. Okay. So that is silver. Silver, big drop. We're at a support level. Let's see if it holds. 20-day, 50-day moving averages there. Gold, we're pulling back. It's a nice, healthy pullback. I don't like the volume on this pullback, but it'd be a buy opportunity if we get to this trend line. Look for a bounce there. VIX is up and away. We are now at 27.9, right at 28.28. And Bitcoin is softening up. It's a bull flag. All is well there. But the thing I want to share with you guys is this. I want to wrap up this video with this information. If we go to a higher time frame, we're going to go to the weekly chart. So the chart I'm pulling up right now is the weekly chart. If you go to the weekly chart, this line just got smashed, so it's gone now. This line got smashed. I'm going to leave it on here because it's going to be relevant. But this line coming across, you see this resistance? Resistance. Now, this resistance, to put it in perspective, I mean, this is September 10th, 2018, okay? And it goes all the way over here to July 22nd, 2019. We come across, once it broke that resistance, it rallied higher. We come back down, but we have a major area of support coming up. Do you see this? Major area. So the question is, this week, we could come down a little further, but I could see a lot of buying taking place here and seeing this rally right back higher. Furthermore, on the MACD, we haven't crossed the zero line yet. It's a strong move to the downside with a huge bearish histogram tick. But we haven't even crossed below the zero line yet on the month or the weekly chart. Now the monthly. Now we're getting in the tail end of the month here. This is February 25th. Happy Mardi Gras to all you Cajuns out there. I'm Cajun. All my maternal side down in New Orleans, Algiers, Baton Rouge. I made a gumbo this weekend for some friends. Oh man. But let me show you another chart. Okay, another chart. This is the S&P 500 chart. We broke resistance. We broke in 2019 in November. We broke it November, December, January, February. We rallied higher. We've come down here. Do you see this support line? That's a major support. So I see a little more room to the downside on the weekly and on the monthly before a major opportunity for buying to take place. And this market could go boom, straight back higher. It will be really interesting to see what happens here. I want to be clear. Let me wrap it up. We have never seen such a damaging, bloody 2 days as we have witnessed this week so far, Monday and Tuesday. This goes down in history. We have never seen such a long bull market as that we've experienced. 11 years, long in the tooth. I think that we have a chance of us bouncing soon. The question is, how will the bulls react to the bears taking control and the fear that's out there in the marketplace? What's interesting is we're not even at 30 on the fear indicator on the VIX. The VIX, we should be at higher numbers right now for this sort of sell-off that we're seeing. We're not seeing that. We're at 28. Our VIX is at 27.9 right now. I mean, we're not even at 30, okay? So it tells me that there's more, it's a panic sell-off without a lot of fear, if that makes sense. The footprint of fear is measured in the VIX, right? It's a 6-month outlook with puts on the option side of things. So I'm just not seeing the same sort of that. Now, it could certainly shoot up. Maybe we could be at 30 plus, 35, 40, 50, 60. I mean, we could shoot up really quickly here. I'm not saying we can, What I'm saying is I'm not seeing it right now, and I would have expected to see a print of 35 to 40, but we're not seeing that. Okay, now all that. I want to say something here. A comment was made, and I just want to snuff this out, that I only explain what I see. I trade what I see. I trade what is printed in front of me. Fear and greed, the footprint of that is the chart, is raw data. Whoever reads that best wins, period. I look at probabilities. Professional traders, we look at probabilities. We trade risk. We trade the probabilities in our favor. That's business. Trading is nothing more than business. That's what it is. For anybody to think that I know what's going to happen next is foolish. I don't know what will happen tomorrow in the markets. I don't have to know. Let that sink in. I'm only speaking to a fraction of you guys who listen, who are highly critical. You are so quick to point fault, like I'm calling that this is what will happen tomorrow. This is what will happen next week. Have I ever in my life said that? You guys who have been following me more than a year, you know. Man, set these guys straight any chance you get. You will never hear me saying this is what's going to happen. Yesterday I did a video. I gave you statistics based off of facts that the next day on average after a 3% drop you will only drop 0.27%. Well, that average has been skewed as of today. We've had so few 3% drops that every event is an anomaly when we see this. Are you following me? We don't have a huge pool to get an average from. But we're seeing something right now that we all can learn from. I've got my learning cap on. I'm watching what's happening right now. The solace that I have, the confidence that I have, is my experience in the markets and how I analyze the technicals. I stack the odds in my favor, and I position my positions, pun intended, in a responsible manner. The methodologies of trading are only as good as your ability to manage risk. You better be a master at that. A master at it. Matter of fact, and it wasn't until I lost my first 2 trading accounts when I was a young kid, man, learning to trade. I knew there was no better business model out there than trading. I knew it to my core. Once I got mentored, once I was from an expert trader that imparted into me how to measure risk and how to utilize the calculations into my trading to keep the odds in my favor with the risk to reward. Oh, it was life-changing for me. For that reason, Grok Trade was born. I said, man, I'm not going to write books. I'm not going to do seminars. I'm going to offer coaching and mentoring because that's what did it for me. Anyway, the markets are insanely bloody right now, but I'm watching the weekly. I think there's a chance that we're going to see a bounce. I think there's a chance of that. Am I saying it's going to be? Nope. Am I saying we're going to keep bleeding out? Nope. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying, technically speaking, looking at the charts, we have some great areas for buyers to come in. And I think we might just see that. Let's see what happens. Oh, and by the way, I love your comments you're leaving. The comments you're leaving in YouTube, feel free to do so through Twitter and Facebook, and also you guys on LinkedIn. You're really quiet on LinkedIn. You need to liven up a little bit. Put your thoughts on what you think might be happening out there in the marketplace, or just give us your feelings on what you're feeling, what you're thinking about in the markets. Because your opinion matters to others. It matters to me. Let's hear that collective thinking. One thing that, if you ever watched the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I got the statistics where the success rates off of that show. And if you polled the audience, you had a 91% chance of being right. Useless fact for you. Use the social genius to your benefit. Share your thoughts, your ideas, expound on each other, be respectful of one another, and let's have this online discussion in the comments. I like that a lot. It helps all of us. So appreciate you guys being a part. Let's see what the rest of the week brings.